Hello everyone. I have another conversation with Jimi where we discuss Mobius and of course an update on Detroit Becomes Human with Gregory, and we trying to observe and pay attention to some of the things he's talking about. And at some point he mentioned something about his relative being an early baseball player. And then instead we end up finding this early baseball player, like the first African-American baseball player, but it's not commonly known. And as we start to talk about it, I become a little suspect that maybe this gentleman by the name of Moses Fleetwood Walker, who no one seems to really know, who was born around the 1850s, around the time of Mobius, and there's actually video footage of him. We wonder if it's Gregory, and I don't know why, but it sort of just crosses my mind. But you'll see there's a lot of different discussions. Some other things that are mentioned early on in our discussion is Valiant Thor, who shows up unexpectedly, and it kind of goes back and forth, and Michael, as well as some other strange experience with someone by the name of the Hale-Bopp incident. And for those of you who are not familiar with it, it was some kind of serious type of cult issue around March 19th through the 20th of 1997. Marshall Applewhite taped himself speaking of a mass suicide and asserted it was the only way to evacuate this Earth, after claiming that a spacecraft was trailing comet Hale-Bopp. So he persuaded 38 followers to commit suicide so their souls could board the supposed craft. And I think the religion was called the Heaven's Gate religion. So strange enough, he shows up, and I still don't understand why he was there. But I could see his face. You see his face; it's recognizable. But anyhow, there's a lot here, and just listen in. It's conversation. I'm sorry this is not typical radio, but I think you might want to hear some of the information.
Do we have anything else on this we need to do? Because I want to ask you something.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're right in the middle of this Valiant Thor thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he called himself Lord of the Air.
Right.
Which I think is a reference to the devil in the Bible.
I've heard him called something of the morning sun or something. I don't know if it was Lord, but it was...
Well, that's also another like a Luciferian reference, but, I don't think Lucifer is as bad as all these other beings are.
They just made him bad, just like ISIS and all these other...
Well, he's a fall guy, because he's not around to say anything.
Right.
I mean, I'm not that I have sympathy for the devil. If someone's a complete idiot or, doing horrible things, then I have a problem. But, I mean, it's just too convenient for everyone to say, well, it's the devil, it's this and that. What's the devil? There's probably about 20 of them.
Right, but I mean,
fit in that category.
It was something that was created by the Catholic Church to have something to hate or be against, or the contrary back and forth good and bad thing.
Yeah.
Possibly Zoroaster.
Yeah, any of these beings, you don't go along with what their agenda is, then they can be like a devil to you, The problem is there's more than one.
Right. Yeah, there's a shitload, as a matter of fact. Seems like they're everywhere. Oh, thanks for getting that recording going, Jess. I have no idea what that was, but something was preventing that. They didn't want...
Well, I think we're breaking through whatever this energy is, because I was trying to figure out I knew that he was in the Midwest. I thought he was in the Midwest, but it was a picture. He might have been, but it was a picture of him in New Jersey. This is Valiant Thor, right? A picture of him in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was weird. The fact that he had an interest in what you were doing was kind of strange also.
I mean, what is this? You know, what's so interesting about me?
I don't know. I thought it was just like a regional thing. Or he didn't like our conversation. Maybe he's involved with Mobius and Monarch.
Right.
Might as well be. Everyone else is.
Just thought that. I was going to say Nazis, but, you know, I think they're
yeah, that too, yeah.
Mangala.
Mm-hmm.
Has he been giving you any more problems?
No. I haven't seen or heard from him at all since.
What, you do a revocation of him?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But still, you know, I mean, once is enough.
Make it permanent.
Oh, wait a minute. He's yelling at me right now.
What's your problem, man? Leave her alone.
This is Valiant Thor.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. I wasn't talking to you, Jess. I was talking to him. You must be messing something up for him, Jess.
There's something else that's showing up. What is that? Some guy with white hair. He's got a plaid, yeah, sort of like a plaid shirt, but it's not regular plaid. It's like those thin lines, almost like crisscross. Like a button-up shirt, short sleeves with a collar.
Who the hell is he?
I don't know. You know who he looks like is that guy from the Halbop cult that they all died with their sneakers on.
Yeah.
What is he doing here? That is really weird.
Man. What the fuck's he doing here?
I don't know. He's got, you know, you can't help but see his eyes are like, he's got these crazy looking eyes.
Well, what's he got to do with? I mean, you were just getting.
I don't know. Maybe he's an aspect of Valiant Thor.
Oh.
Or something. You know, like a facade, ushering in some kind of cult, or you know, to be able to pull some people from the planet.
I thought he left here. I mean, come on. What are you still doing around, dude?
Yeah.
We don't need that kind of influence here. What was Thor yelling at you, Jess?
He was yelling at me because I was trying to remove some things and he didn't like it.
Oh, he was telling you not to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, jeez.
Who is that guy? Why is that guy there?
Ask him.
No, I can't ask them. I don't want to. It's just odd. He's gone now.
Did he leave on his own or what?
No, he just sort of disappeared.
Well, ask somebody. What the hell was that dude doing there? Just out of nowhere.
I think it was part of his ship or something.
As we're dealing with Valiant Thor, this dude comes through. Is he a distraction like Trump or what?
No, he didn't want to be there.
Trump doesn't either. I don't think.
Yeah, whenever there's problems, I don't think anyone wants to be anywhere where there's problems that they have to deal with or be responsible for. It's not fun.
Especially if you're compromised and you're doing it to save your own ass. That's what I think is happening with him. Because he's been a mob family his whole life.
Yeah, let's not get into that because it's going to bring in something else.
Comparison, no,
Yeah, but it does. It introduces stuff.
Okay. Sorry.
Maybe that's why you were getting in trouble, is because you got a strong connection, and and it's like you're calling them in.
Oh, well, shit! I don't want to do that. How do I stop doing that?
All right, just be aware of it. Be aware of who you're conjuring in. I won't say conjure because that's more witchcraft. It's just your angelic
Manifesting.
energy is sort of calling them forward, and
Yeah,
unless you're ready to prepare to deal with it, you shouldn't be bringing them in.
you're saying I'm manifesting these things without even realizing it?
It's not manifesting. You have an etheric communication ability because you are an angel, and you're calling them forth,
Oh, okay.
and they can hear you. So then they show up, and they're like, "Well, what do you want?" And then then they can mess with your life for feeling like you're making negative comments about them.
Oh,
So you're bringing them in and then talking about them.
okay, Jess. I got you.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just trying to help you because
I know you are helping me.
a lot of people can talk about stuff and nobody really cares, but then there's others. If I'm talking about someone, if I'm saying something about someone, I'm prepared of what the repercussions are, that they may show up. I know that already, but it's clear that you didn't know that.
Yeah, I did. And yes, I bring up things that
Yeah.
I'm bringing in.
Think about it. Yeah. Now you
Talking
can.
to somebody, I might bring up the Nazis and not know that I'm bringing them in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't bringing you guys in. Just forget it. Um,
It's like walking on eggshells. Say,
what-
wow, I can't
hey,
believe it. Because I used to do that all the time when I was younger. I'd just be thinking about something and I'd see it in my third eye. I'm like, I can't believe they just showed up. And then they, you swear at me or they say something to me. And I'm like, wow, I don't even know how this happened.
What, your third eye has always been open?
Yeah, since I was a kid.
Wow.
But trust me, this wasn't.
Yeah,
This has been quite an adventure, I'll tell you.
and I can't even get mine open. I'm not gonna. No, no. I'm not gonna say I can't because I know I can, but I haven't been able to so far. Still working on it. Oh, um, what's going on with this Thor thing? What the hell? It's freaky.
I don't know. I'm trying to get him away from you.
Yeah, please. I already revoked his ass. What, I got to do it with you? I will.
Let me just hold on.
Yeah, okay. I didn't do the vows, agreements, and all that stuff.
Well, you should. Yeah, do it
Okay.
all.
That's
Just do it quietly while I'm looking. So Valiant Thor had access to the angelic realm he wasn't supposed to, and he was assisting Michael in some. Michael was doing some work with him.
right. We already know Michael was
Yeah.
messing with us, so
Right.
it was him and Valiant Thor working together with.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They definitely got into some stuff, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
Whatever
I
that
didn't,
they have their agenda.
but he has other people do his work for him.
Yep.
Like, and well, I don't know who's in charge, but I think Michael thinks he is. But we're not calling him in now, are we?
I haven't seen him yet, but I think that typically it's a big problem. Yeah, it's a real big problem.
You've been battling him for a while, huh?
Yeah, a long time.
Well, we just got to keep it up.
Yeah.
So I will be much
Right.
aware of what I call forth now on, Jess. I have to really be careful now.
Well, just think about who you're, or at least kind of make notes about who you were talking about, and then if I need to check and see if they're around you or if things start getting a little weird,
Well,
you'll know that you have.
You see things around me without me even telling you.
No, if you're like talking to people and suddenly the topic comes up and you're really worked up about it, or you start talking about them, and then if it feels weird.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they told me let's talk about what's going on with Gregory.
I haven't seen very much with him now. The first couple times I saw him after my birthday, when he came in and told us he didn't appreciate us talking about him, he completely ignored me.
Right.
First couple times I saw him, I mean, he acted like he didn't see me or anything. And then the last couple, even if he doesn't approach me before I leave, I'll go over there and speak. And I've noticed something different lately. He had some peanut butter and crackers there. I mean, I know that's crazy, but um, I, I
So
don't know
he's
if
trying
that's a
to look like
problem.
he's eating something.
Yeah, yeah, and I still haven't seen him eat any, but he's got them there. And he has different things that I really, just I can't study all of his uh, props that he has or whatever they are. Um, but he never brings this subject up, or that situation we had on the last um, call. So he isn't acting like he know or wanting to talk about that, but he just rambles, about his personal life and stuff, and a lot of it doesn't make any sense to me. So kind of goes over my head. But we had
What
a
do you,
short
what do you mean?
conversation.
He just like was he bringing up the same stuff again
Yeah, and
about his mother, about his girlfriend?
well, about he's been telling me that he's supposed to start teaching in January. Well, it's almost January, so I'm acting like, well, you're going to be going to work. And he said something about, well, I might have to go to work at Burger King or something for the next year. I'm just going, man,
It's just conflicting
none of this
information.
makes sense to me. So I
Yeah.
know how to take the things that come out of his mouth, but it sounds like he's just trying to keep me from talking or something. I don't know. He doesn't
Oh,
shut up. Once he gets going, he just goes.
oh, so like you don't get a word in edgewise.
Right, like he's trying to keep me from, if he does all the talking and I don't say anything, then it's just, he fills my head up with all this crap he's saying. I don't
Hmm.
want in my head, so I just kind of don't really listen to him.
You don't want it in your head.
Right?
It feels like mental clutter.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make any sense. It's just like it's just words,
It can't. It's probably something else
like
then.
like on the Snoopy show, or the adults,
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. The teacher. Oh, that's interesting. That's the teacher that makes that sound.
And he claims he's a teacher.
Yeah. So that it's talking but not saying what you mean, and then there must be some kind of
Subliminal.
subliminal frequency, something else he's doing while he's talking to you. But he's there. You go there practically every day, right? At Tim Hortons.
Right. And he's there most of the time. I haven't seen him there on a Sunday, it seems like, for some reason.
Hmm. I wonder why.
I've just noticed that he doesn't seem to be there on Sunday, but there's other days too when I don't see him. And that doesn't mean he wasn't there. I just went in at the time that he had left, or whatever.
Yeah. Have you ever asked him about why you've never seen him there on Sundays?
No, I just started noticing, last few Sundays I've noticed that he wasn't there. You know, I just thought I would bring that up, but I don't know if it means anything.
Yeah. Hmm.
But Jess,
Yeah.
that ship, or not the ship, but that bomb that was supposed to be in the or was on the
That
the
fault
Midway
line, yeah.
fault line, was that about to blow or what?
No.
That was just there.
It was just there.
They
It
weren't
was sitting
about.
there. It looked like
They could.
it was in a white kind of plastic. Like it was. It looked like it was some kind of material, and then it was covered over in plastic, like a white plastic, and then it was the whole shape of it sort of looked like a square, but it was sort of flat. I don't know what it was, what kind of bomb this was, but it was
Right on the fault line. That would have done some damage for sure.
yeah, I mean, it was definitely an advanced tech type of thing. I mean, we have, it's sometimes I look at volcanoes and hurricanes and some other stuff, and I know that they're doing stuff, and I try to figure out, you know, is this a natural occurrence because of all the stuff we're doing to the earth, or is it just a thing of nature? Or is it actually something that is being stirred up by these little props that they're putting in there from, you know, like Mobius Monarch and maybe some other military industrial complex, or I don't know, depending on the location, you know, there's a handful of suspects that you would question whether or not their involvement. So anytime something like that happens, you know, I immediately kind of look at it, you know, for me, and I'll kind of observe and see what's going on. In this case, I felt like they're trying to resolve whatever the problem was, as if they were shifting a timeline where the problem that was existing doesn't seem to be as apparent here.
Huh.
So I've been seeing some very positive shifts. So this might be one of them where maybe it was written down somewhere, or believed that, you know, we had to go through this experience, and then maybe it played out in another parallel or something, and we didn't have to do it. And I told them, I said I didn't want that here.
Because something had to happen first before the positive route could be taken.
Yeah, maybe because they don't have discretion. The androids don't have any discretion. They just think, well, this is something that, you know, they don't understand the repercussions. They see a command and an order, and right, an attempt to accomplish a goal. And in this case, they wouldn't consider all of the other, you know, dangerous aspects of what's happening. They would consider that, you know, they would know how to get out of the way. They would know that, you know, humans wouldn't know. First of all, wouldn't be aware of it, but they would just be following through with the orders. And so there's not an understanding fully. It's kind of like a child, you know, playing with a toy gun. Everything's fine because it's sort of a fantasy type of thing. They don't think about how life, you know, in TV or in video games or whatever, it doesn't seem the same, you know, to kill someone.
She's just telling me she's leaving. Yes.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that they kind of like, they have an awareness that something can happen, but it doesn't seem like it's very real or permanent. Yeah, so that they don't see the repercussions of, you know, any kind of catastrophic thing, and to them it's just, you know, they have an understanding about a lot of things. They can, but there's a lack of conscience. You know, there's no soul there, and I know that we've gone back and forth on this discussion, but
none at all.
And no, they can't be a soul. But well, they're highly aware. I mean, they're programmed very, you know, intricately.
But they're programmed by beings with souls?
Yes. Sort of. I do think that they were originally created as an advanced technology in one of the timelines where the robots were fully assisting. kind of like there's a video game called Fallout 4, where humans, had all of these robots helping them around their house, assisting with regular everyday jobs.
So they didn't have to worry about anything. Everything was taken care of.
They'd come home, it would clean for them, cook for them,
and these robots not dangerous to them or anything.
No.
Oh, okay.
They're more task oriented, and in Fallout, then there's like a nuclear event, and then there's these bunkers and these vaults, and groups of people go and stay and live in those vaults. And those that are in the upper world, on the earth, not underground, have radiation issues and other problems. But there's one of the corporations that creates all of these androids. And so that they have all these androids helping them, because the androids can survive during this scenario. It's all, radiation and everything like that. So the indication here is there's someone in our culture that is hinting that they want to do something like this, so they're preparing by getting these androids here. So in the event that something happens, the androids will still be walking around untainted and unaffected by radiation. So the movie, I won't say movie, the video game Fallout 4 is a timeline that has already played out. I've seen it actually, an overlay of it out in California, which didn't surprise me that, the fires and all that other stuff. It's like it's hinting of something that wants to do it. It's a bleed through of that reality, and I'm not sure why it's opened up like that, other than the fact of maybe Area 51 or some other type of experimentation that's creating such an openness and a bleed through. But that reality does exist. They turned it into a video game.
Right.
A lot of the video games are soft disclosure. Yeah. It's strange.
Especially that one about Detroit.
Right. Yeah.
That refers directly to what's going on here right now.
Mm-hmm. And, according to Peter, I was in Fallout 4. I was in that reality. I was one of those people that was there, and they took my child from me in that reality. Maybe that's why I'm here, to prevent some other things from happening, to assist, I guess.
Well, Jess, is there anything else that we have to be concerned about with this? I guess this stems from me putting myself out there in public and bringing this subject up. Is there anything else that's attacking us or trying to prevent us from doing this that you can see?
Well, those that have that agenda and they would like to see the population diminished, they would like to see everyone getting handled and be under control. Yeah, it's kind of the Cabal agenda.
Mm-hmm.
And so anything that's working with the Cabal, we know the Cabal are technically, we see them as figureheads in humans, but it's the ETs behind it and coming up with those ideas that are the real issue, real problem. I mean, I could say I dislike that one or this one. It has nothing to do with it. It's much deeper. We have to identify the species and those that are involved, and in our case also the humans that think that they're in a God position with humanity right now, because they have captured the knowledge of advanced tech through ETs, and so it really got to their head, to the point where they're reckless in their decision making, and quite possibly they're the ones that created the Fallout situation in the first place.
Jess, the last time we talked, I thought I heard something about Quasar taking out or relocating the entire Council of 12. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, there's two councils of 12 that we're
I know.
talking about.
I thought you know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, who did they say Valiant Thor? Valiant Thor was connected to a group in Venus, right? Another 12?
Yeah.
That was 12, he said, right?
Yeah, that wasn't one of these though, was it?
It might have been.
Hmm.
Maybe that's what he's a little ticked off at.
Oh, maybe that's what brought him in. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Quasar took out the Council of 12 that he was heading. Maybe.
Well, there was also the gods and goddesses, the Greek and Roman gods, and some of them, have been doing some really bad things, like Dionysus.
Right.
And they've kind of been unchecked for a long time.
And they were a Council of 12 too.
Yeah.
Ah, damn. How do you figure this stuff out, man? Oh.
I don't know. It just comes. They show me.
You got ways of knowing. I know.
Yeah.
What are
More
they showing?
here. All right. So All right. So, getting you back to Gregory again. You guys shook hands. He talks. He rambles on about stuff that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Kind of repeats things that you already know.
Yeah, throws in a couple new things, but I mean, none of it makes sense.
What is some of the new stuff? Like you said, he has to work at Burger King, and then he's going to be a teacher.
Yeah. And then, I was about to give him some money because, he's always bumming cigarettes off me. So, I asked him how he was doing with money. I had a $5 I was about to give him. And he said, well, I got this and I got that. And I have, like he had sources of income. So I thought, well, shit, you don't need money then. So
Yeah.
that was kind of new. But for the most part, we don't really connect too well communicating because once he gets going, he just talks about stuff that I don't really know what he's saying, really, what he's referring to. He knows, but I don't. He talks about his family and his ancestors and, his great granddad or his granddad did this. And, he did have a picture of a ball player that he claims was his, one of his relatives that was a member of the Houston Astros back in the 60s when they first started. He was one of the first ball players for that team and the first black, I think he said he was the first black ball player for the Houston Astros.
Houston, all right, so let me look. Houston Astros.
Yes, but I didn't catch his name because
1960s, though. He said he's the first black man, right?
Yeah, the early 60s. And that would have made, that would have been historic, and it just did for that reason. But, he told me his name is just, the guy never did, made it as a player, so he didn't ring a bell for me. I didn't recognize him. I'm a big baseball fan. I know about Houston Astros. Joe Morgan was a Houston Astro back in the, and he became famous. But
said Joe Morgan.
Yeah, he was a Houston Astro back in the early days of their franchise. But this guy here, I never heard of.
Moses Fleetwood Walker was the first black baseball player in the major leagues.
He was?
And that's what they said. And
Jackie Robinson was the first.
No, they said Jackie Robinson wasn't. It was Moses Fleetwood Walker.
What? I never heard of him.
Palmer occasionally mentioned this through his. I guess there was a contention over that. Yeah, who? That's weird.
Because he certainly didn't get any recognition.
No.
I never even heard of this guy, man. What?
They said it wasn't Jackie Robinson. Moses Fleetwood Walker.
Okay, well, when was this, and who did he play for? Because I'd like to know.
I have to do another search.
Your guides are telling me that?
No, this is on Google.
Oh, okay. Because I know you know what I'm talking about, Jess. Jackie Robinson gets all the press for being the first black ball player ever and breaking the color line and all that in 1947. Look.
Morgan Fleetwood. What was the name?
You said Moses.
Moses Fleetwood.
Walker.
Cleveland, Ohio. Died in Cleveland, Ohio, 1924.
Damn, that's a long time before 1947.
All right, I'm gonna give you
19, what did you say, 1927?
yeah, 1924. Died in 1924, so it was probably turn of the century.
So he must have played with Ty Cobb, and that wouldn't have been Ty
Yeah,
Cobb.
pretty early.
Not very welcoming of black people.
No.
Uh,
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in Skype so you can see it.
I've never heard of that, Jess, and I'm a pretty big baseball fan. You know, I knew all about the Curse of the Bambino that you helped in and all that.
Can you see the picture?
No, all I can see is me right now. But
Okay.
I'll see it. I don't.
Only because I'd like to see if, I mean, just curious, if he looks at all like Gregory.
Oh, well, I don't know how to. Let me see if I can. Gregory has a real friendly face. You know, he's nothing grotesque about him or anything. You know, he's.
No, but this guy looks, he looks familiar to me. I don't know.
I just described him to you before I see this picture. My mouth pointing at the box right there. Come on now. Somebody doesn't want me to see this. It's probably Gregory himself.
He was an American professional baseball catcher who is credited with being one of the first black men to play in the major leagues. Born 1856.
Well, damn, he must have. The major leagues didn't even start till late 1800s.
No, that's when he was born. Games played 42, batting average 263, runs scored 23. He was a catcher.
So he didn't play long.
I don't know.
Well, that's not many games right there. That's just a few.
He was the first, and no amount of revisionist history can rob Moses Fleetwood Walker of that historic distinction.
Well, they robbed him of it because they got Jackie Robinson as the first.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never heard of this dude, so this is the first I've heard of him. Well, what are your guys telling you about it? Is that Gregory or what?
I don't know.
I mean, the soul.
It could be. Well, he's not a soul, so I don't know.
But I mean, Gregory doesn't.
Maybe Gregory was there and he got involved in some secret space program or something.
I mean, he could have had a soul at one time, couldn't he?
Possibly, yeah. I don't know. I have no idea what they're doing with these androids.
Okay,
you should have seen the way they ran the bases, too. You're going to love this. This is crazy. They went right over the field. I couldn't tell.
They used to have different rules.
Yeah.
Back then, they changed the rules a little bit since then.
Yeah, I can't believe they have old footage like this. This is great.
I can't either. You're talking about 1800s?
No, it would be 1900s.
Okay, still.
He played, but really early, probably first.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm seeing it. I wouldn't say that really looks like Gregory.
Okay. No, just out of curiosity.
Just that first picture.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing that. But that doesn't mean, our bodies don't all look the same that we come into, right?
Right.
Could be a spirit in there. But, I really...
He said that Gregory said that his cousin was the first black man. What did he say?
He said he was the first... I think he said he was the first player for the Houston Astros, but I think he meant he was the first black player. Is Gregory on here? You telling me he's coming in?
Oh, what, that I'm talking to him?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
no.
okay. Okay. I thought you were telling me he was coming in. And
No, I was just trying to figure out exactly what he said. And
yeah,
the,
I think he said he was the first black player for Houston Astros, and they came into the league, I think, in 1962. So, um, you know, that's 2 years before you were born, just so you
yeah.
to give you an idea. And he showed me a picture of him, but he didn't look familiar at all. And like I said, I do keep up with baseball history, and I knew about Joe Morgan being with Houston when early in their franchise history. So he got traded to Cincinnati after that. But he was a Hall of Fame player. I remember him. I just don't remember this guy. He didn't last long.
No, well, he was also a catcher, and being a black man, you probably wouldn't notice it as much because he's not pitching, he's not in the outfield.
Right.
You need to have, like, something over his face. You need to be covered up more.
Back in the day, they didn't even wear anything like that. They didn't. Unbelievable.
They didn't wear a mask at all when catching.
Just like hockey goalies didn't wear a mask either. Believe that?
Wow.
Their faces were hamburger.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it would have been brutal.
What do you think, Jess?
I think there's something here. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's bothering me.
So where were we?
I don't mean whatever you want to talk about. I don't know. They just went after Valiant Thor again.
Who's going after him?
Andronicus.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Cool.
So.
Okay. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I want to ask about my guides, but you told me I didn't really have any. So.
I mean, you saying it like it's a negative.
No, I didn't mean it as a negative. I want to ask about my guides, but I know I have some kind of guidance. But where is the guidance coming from? The angelic realm, the Jehol, and Merle, Magartha.
Yeah, I mean it's that connection there. So you have like those that are related to you in those areas. So you have these. There was a bunch of, or a handful of seraphim that came into your space today, which was important.
Okay, and I should open up communications with them.
You just help them by opening up the space, and that's all that's required. It may be that you have a better sense of them being there, and
so they would be like guides to me.
They wouldn't be like guides, but helpers maybe.
Oh,
They can't guide you. I mean, they would help you.
I mean, in this earthly existence of mine, I need all the guidance and help I can get.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're getting it. I can't quite see any specific guide that you have. I mean, you don't want to really conjure one up either,
I use your guides, Jess. I know you don't mind. Do you?
Well, here's what I'm saying is that you don't want to invite anyone in that's not supposed to be there.
Right, but I mean, your guides don't mind me. I mean, they willingly.
Yeah, they're working with you. Yeah, they're helping you for sure.
I really appreciate that. I mean,
yeah.
The way they just jump in there and help me when I need it, I feel like they're mine too, as well as yours. And,
yeah, well, I mean, I guess when you use the word guides, I mean, because you're doing a specific work, and they're helping to, pull all this together.
Yes.
To assist you, because it's a bigger task. It's not a typical experience.
Yes. Well, let me tell you, I just, when I'm doing my meditation, I like to know who to speak to and who to ask for help from and stuff like that, or guidance on something or advice or something,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, as you have yours, I just wanted to see and make sure there wasn't anything else besides those two that I mentioned. And like I said, I still consider yours mine too. I mean, I know they're working for everyone, not just us, but they're trying to help us all.
Yeah, absolutely.
As
But
we are.
it's for a bigger cause, not for our own if you're looking for your own personal journey, this is not what we're talking about. It's much bigger.
Right. Oh, no, I'm not looking for that, Jess.
Yeah. No, it's okay to look for that.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but your session opens up to bigger things.
Yeah. That's okay. I don't mind at all because it's overwhelming, in a way, but it's also pretty satisfying to know that I'm involved in stuff like this that needed to be resolved and is being resolved.
Right.
That is cool as hell. I mean, I can't think of anything better than that. That's part of me too, because I'm helping with it. I think I came here for this. I definitely do.
I think so too.
This is a big job here.
It is a big job. I thought it was really kind of strange that you were sitting in Michael's seat.
I don't know how that happened. I mean, I wouldn't have done that consciously, Jess. Somebody put me there or coerced me there or something. I don't know.
I agree. I don't think you did it on purpose, but somehow, or they asked you to do it.
And that really turned him against me if I was sitting on his seat. Oh, Lord.
I think he was against anyone that wasn't for him.
Anyone that wasn't following his direction.
Right. Or command or whatever you want to call it.
Which I might have been doing without knowing it there for a while. And that's why
I used to call on him all the time before and even send people to him or him to them. And now I look back and I'm saying, oh my God, I feel responsible, and I ask for forgiveness, and assistance on that one.
Clearing.
Yeah, because, I never wanted anything bad to happen to anyone, but if he's not in the right state of mind, I don't know who he can help. Well, the conversation sort of ends there. It gets into more personal issues. We do mention things regarding the Seraphim, Michael, and some other things that are happening that are unrelated to Mobius, or at least I think they are, unrelated to some of the agendas regarding the androids. So this kind of veers a bit off of the topic that we've been dealing with in the past, but I hope you don't mind. I thought some of the other pieces of information were interesting. And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting us, and we will continue bringing you information as it comes in. Bye for now.